Peter Obi, who is the NDC presidential candidate for 2027. And his brother, Kenneth Okonkwo, had a good relationship. During the last election, he was one of the spokespersons of Peter Obi, and it was going around stomping for Peter Obi on TV. So shortly after Peter Obi lost the 2023 elections, they started falling out, and Kenneth Okonkwo started going on TV and saying things about Peter Obi. And when they all joined the ADC coalition, it appears that the relationship got better. But now that Peter Obi decanted to NDC, he's now back on Kenneth Okonkwo's radar and has been going at it, saying all sort of different things about him to basically paint him as a corrupt politician. It's obvious to everybody Peter Obi is one of few Nigerian politicians that you can't really pinpoint any criminal issue with. He was never accused of stealing funds from his state when he was the governor of Anambra State. He was never accused of awarding contract to his family and friends. So everything he did by the book. He's tried to stay away from anything that appears like corruption. So Mr. Okonkwo coming out and talking about how Peter Obi is allegedly collecting 10 million naira from the people running under the platform, it's damaging to his reputation. And I'm sure a lot of Nigerians can see past Mr. Okonkwo's allegations. But at the same time, I think the attacks are getting too much and it is to stop if he doesn't have any proof to support all of his claims.
Yeah, I think by suing him, I think he did the right thing. But a lot of people think that he's not supposed to because he's a spokesman when he ran in 2023. But it looks like at some point you really have to make a scapegoat out of someone. But it's unfortunate that he's using Kenneth Okonkwo as a scapegoat. Saw him. I mean, Reno Mokre was in the same position as Kenneth Okonkwo. Reno Mokre was disparaging him, made a whole lot of allegations, defamed him, and then when he sued Reno Mokre, ever since that time, I think Reno Mokre stopped. Deja Adeyanju, I think he haven't really learned his lesson because he sued Adeyanju. I think they settled out of court. But any opportunity that Adeyanju gets to sit down for interview, he's always at it again. I think I'm in support of him suing Kenneth Okonkwo. Like I said, it's unfortunate, but you cannot just make a blatant lie when you already know that what you're saying is not, there is nothing close to truth to it.